Bryan Pate here. Let's take a look at the angles tile on our CAPTO unit. Let me go ahead and roll a golf ball down this ruler so we can take a look at what's going on. So as we look at the main screen, we'll see our angles tile, and it's going to give us a triangle, and it's going to say face, shaft, and lie angle. What that is, that's going to be the change and the difference over time of the stroke from the ideal curve. But if I click on the angles tile itself and load in here, again we have the address position and we have the plumb position. So I'm going to go ahead and select the plumb, and what happens is this is going to put all the graphs into one so we can see them all together. Some people like this, some people might think this is too much going on, but start easy, start with one curve by itself. So from the plumb mode, if we look at the face, remember face is always 0 wherever we start that putter at. It could be open, closed, square. And then at impact, it's saying it's 0.5 open. So positive is opening, or more open than it was at setup. We know that that putter or that ball started just to the right off this ruler. So coming through, my putter might have been open half a degree or a degree to the actual start line. So I'd say my aim was pretty good at setup. I just didn't return it back to where we want to. The shaft, remember the shaft is in the plumb based off of our vertical 0 mark, how much forwards, neutral, or backwards shaft lean we have. So on that one it was minus 2.5. So I started with about 2.5 degrees of shaft lean forwards. And at impact, it was minus 2.1. So I actually had a little less shaft lean at impact than I did at setup. So if we look at the lie tile, now based off of our 72 angle where we're starting, because we're in the plumb mode, the lie was positive 0.3. So it was just fractionally higher than that 72 degree lie angle. And then at impact it was minus 1.8, or sorry, minus 0.8. So based off of that 72 number, I returned it slightly handle down or a little bit more toe up. If we go to the address, the face angle is going to stay the same, but now our shaft and our lie is going to change. The shaft, now looking at the camera, is going to be based off of wherever we start's the 0, and that impact is the change from that start. So the little shaft lean I had becomes 0. As I return it to impact, it says positive 0.4. So I just added a little bit less shaft lean, or the head was passing just a little bit at the bottom based off of where it started. The lie angle, even though we know that I started with it slightly upwards, that's going to read that as the 0 mark. And then at impact, it came down minus 1.2 degrees. So from where it started to impact, that shaft lowered. So there's a quick little look that you can have all this data on one page that you can go through kind of line by line if you like that view. If you don't, you can go ahead and click back and go into the face, the shaft, or the lie tile just to have the one graph and use the visuals with the putter and have that reference as you start getting used to what the graphs are doing. And think a lot of this is, what is the graph doing? What's the trend? It doesn't have to be the exact number. The also additional thing we have here is we can click on the difference from ideal. And that's going to give us the change from the ideal stroke. So that change for the face was 0.9 degrees. So it was a little bit more open than the ideal throughout the stroke. The shaft had a little bit more lean than normal. And then the lie angle just had a little bit more lie throughout the stroke because they're all positive. So there's just a quick look at differences from ideal. I use that a little bit just to see if there's anything crazy going off, but if they're all kind of flat, I let it ride. But I use it more for the angles and seeing all three of the graphs and how they're working together.